very distinguished guests, Aibowan, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum, good evening. It was nearly 30 years ago, my Sanders-trained eldest brother-in-law, Major General Balaratna Raja, who was then the commander of the volunteers and chief of staff, said to me that there was an amazing Sri Lankan doctor doing some unthinkable work with the armies injured during the conflict. And little did I think that 30 years later, that I would actually be standing here to speak on the launch of the second book. Thank you, Gamini. I'm not only honored, but hugely humbled that you should have asked me to speak at this event. It would be impossible for me to do justice by this amazing human being. And therefore, I thought to myself, maybe let me put down in note form some of the things that I think may be relevant and take the opportunity to read it to you. In an extraordinary journey of a never-ending mile, surrounded by chilling experiences, Gamini, to quote from his own words, learned lessons, overcame obstacles, crossed bridges, took risks, embarked on adventures to achieve his goals. Today, having accomplished all he set out to do, he stands tall, bearing true testimony to that ever-famous song sung by Frank Sinatra, "I Did It My Way." A truly outstanding product of St. Joseph's College, Maradana, he entered the medical college with humility, where he again excelled in the field of sport as well. He appreciated the opportunity that his country gave him to become a doctor. And so, when he qualified as a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons in the United Kingdom and had every opportunity to pursue a very lucrative career overseas, he opted to come back to the country he loved and to serve his people. A devout Christian, Gamini believed that his hands were blessed by the Heavenly Father to heal the sick, and he remained unfailingly faithful to the oath of Hippocrates that he took on graduating. He was inspired in his noble work by his faith in God and the support of his dear wife, Shailendra, and gifted children who must have spent and endured many and sleepless nights as Gamini battled relentlessly in serious conflict zones to save life and limb. The sorrow, the pain, the anxiety, anger, and outrage that he witnessed firsthand led him to lament in his book how a whole generation had to suffer for the follies and misdeeds of power-hungry racial politicians. Yes, marginalization has led to radicalization, and discrimination led to extremism at a phenomenal cost to both loss of lives and to the nation. Today, we stand united as a nation after having been brought down to our very knees in our personal circumstances by these destructive racial divides, among other insidious conduct, and the ensuing strength in our unity is there for the world to see. The horrific injuries he encountered that he on occasion innovated and improvised to heal gave him as much pain as the patient himself, because he knew that those injuries had been inflicted by one Sri Lankan on another. He was always blessed in his noble intentions because they were matched by sincere action. The proof of this has been seen in those highly emotional and moving clips that we saw today, where he provided a second lease of life for many who may have even been given up for dead. And I know that I had the pleasure of taking a photograph with Charit as soon as I came in. And I can tell you that that photograph will be framed and hung in my home till God calls time on my life. Thank you, Gamini, for demonstrating the true meaning of being a patriot of our country. And the extra mile is indeed a truly absorbing journey of immense courage, innovation, commitment, and compassion that should be experienced by every Sri Lankan. So, to you, my friend, a gift from God and a true medical icon, whose thoughts, when in a place of worship, have always matched his deeds when he was outside it. I join a multitude of less fortunate people and friends to thank you and to thank God and to wish God's continued blessings to you and your lovely family. Thank you.